Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Orme, and we're here again playing Franchise Hockey Manager 6, continuing our GM mode of the Colorado Avalanche, trying to establish a dynasty, and a little bit of progress year on year. Some things are going well, some things aren't. We can see that by and large, it's not a great defensive team. Offensively, we more than pull our own weight. And overall, we're a solid team. But we're a very young team. And a lot of those players that could play defense, they're nowhere near ready to do so. And that's a shame. But it's where we are. It's where we are. So, I don't like the makeup of the team. I didn't like it last year. We won the cup anyway. I don't like it this year. I'm really hoping to win the cup this year. But that's not going to be easy. If we look at the league, we do have a great overall record. We have a very, very good team. And you could be forgiven for thinking that we'll pretty much steamroll this whole thing. The only problem with that is Edmonton, St. Louis Blues, very good teams as well on our side of the brackets. Calgary is in there. So, yeah, a lot of this actually comes into our own conference. There's 400-point teams in our conference. There's only 3 in theirs. And only one of theirs would make the top 4. The top 3 teams in the league are all within our conference. So that kind of shows you how strong things are. If we have a look at the wildcards, so the way it's broken down is Florida, Montreal, Tampa Bay, the Flyers, Rangers, and Penguins from the Metro, and Buffalo and Boston grab the 2 wildcard spots. That's fine. Edmonton take their division with Calgary and San Jose. We take ours with St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets, and it's the Kings and the Ducks. Now, we don't like the Kings being there. We really don't like the Kings being there. We have their first round pick. So, that's not good. However, we also own, I believe, the Vegas pick, the first rounder. We don't own our own, but we own the Kings. So, an early knockup probably puts that in around the 20 mark. So, that's not too bad. 16 through... what would it be, 16 through 19 or something, if they got knocked out early on? Or would it be through 23, perhaps, because you got the other teams on the other side of the bracket? Yeah, that might be more the case. But still, not a bad pick. And then we got a lottery pick in Vegas. And I believe we've also got... who have we got? Do we actually have Washington's pick? No, I don't think we do have Washington's pick. I believe we have Vancouver's pick, actually. So, 2 lottery picks within our own conference. Yeah, I believe that's right. So, okay, so if the Kings get knocked out early, we're good. We might have 3 sort of top 20 picks. And right now... so 78, 79, there's 3, so that's what, 7 and 8 right now? So we could move back as far as 10 and 11 if 3 teams in spots above us, which would be Dallas, Arizona, or anyone from the Maple Leafs to the Islanders, win the 3 lottery spots. Then we'd move back by 3. So yeah, we're 7 and 8 right now. We could be 10, 11 at worst. We could be 10 and 11 at worst, with a 23rd at worst if they get knocked out in that first round. Yeah, that's what I believe we are. Let me just double check those picks. Yeah, Vegas and Vancouver. Then we got Islanders, Devils, and Caps. So we do have an early second at least. The Wild are pretty bad. Yeah, we should have a decent amount of picks there. We're banking on Vancouver being bad next year, Anaheim, and once again, Vegas. So we got our picks in quite well. But how did Anaheim do? How did Anaheim do? I'm having trouble thinking now. Where am I? Okay, so we Western Conference and just snuck in to the playoffs. So almost a lottery pick there. Really had trouble picking up where the Ducks would be. So I couldn't remember seeing them, but they did. They made it in through with the Kings. So maybe they fall off for next year. Maybe that pick's worth a lot more. I don't know. We are going pick heavy. But we're at the point now where those picks really just don't help us. So, yeah, we haven't seen the playoff mark yet. But we should be faced off against LA in the first round? Maybe? Or would we get Anaheim? I think we get Anaheim. Easy way to see that. Let's jump forward a day and get these playoffs underway. But I think, yeah, we're going to pick up Anaheim here. It would have been nice to get the Kings because that means we could have possibly put them out. But then if we win it, I believe they get bumped up a few spots. Yeah, we don't really want that. So Anaheim in the first round. Winnipeg, St. Louis. LA Kings and Edmonton. So again, what you really want there is Edmonton to win that and then get knocked out by the winner of San Jose, Calgary. Boston, Philly should be a good matchup. The Rangers and Pittsburgh, Florida and Buffalo, and Montreal, Tampa Bay. So, okay. Let's get forward for the first game. Let's see how that exactly works out for us. So here we go. Game 1 of the playoffs is about to start. I should really do predictions, shouldn't I? I really should do predictions. Let me see who else played well. So it looks like Oilers played well. They got a bunch of production. The Blues as well. Detroit seemed to get up there as well, though. Okay. Detroit looks decent again. Detroit looks good. Goaltending looks like the Canadiens have 2 of the top 4 in that way. Okay, bunch of decent. It's kind of spread out, really, who the goalies are in here. Chicago, half decent. Montreal, half decent. Okay. And yes, in case we get into a game 7, I should be turning on. There it is. I should be turning on to show the games. And okay, game 1. Again, if we go to a game 7 or a game where we will be in danger of being eliminated, then that's fine. We will watch the game. Not in the first round. I fully expect to kind of make it into the second round, so we're just going to try and get through these games with Anaheim and see if we can make a successful run for the Cup. We are the defending champions after last season's heroics. But yeah, we're still not right on defense. We're still not right. And it showed very early in this game. Really early in this game. Lacombe, Steele, Ritchie, 3-0 Ducks. Will Coyle pulls one back for us late in the first. And then in the second, Zegras, McCarr evens it up. Coyle, real hero today, gets a second goal, gets the game-winning goal. McKinnon puts it beyond doubt, and then the icing on the cake is a Rantanen power play. So Lacombe played really well for them. 70s and above I usually look for. Broberg, McCarr, Fody looks decent. Roche Bedard played pretty good. Rantanen, the star performer. McKinnon, very disappointing. We're looking for 80 from him being a league superstar. Goalies, Gruber played really well. Still got pulled, for Gustafsson. John Gibson takes us through. Solid opening win. But yeah, that first period. Defensively, we have issues. We do have issues. I built a really top-heavy team. There we go. We're just going to score more goals than the other team. That's what we're set up to do. Zadina on the power play. Boom. Byram opens up his account here in the playoffs for us. Klingberg gets one back. And then Connor Bedard and Trevor Zegras, two young forwards, getting up there. Bedard, of course, the number 1 overall pick last season that we had traded for, I believe, 2 years in advance. So, yeah, it was kind of fun to trade with Minnesota, grab their first rounder, and have it turn into the first overall in a year we won the Cup. We could still have that happen. Vancouver, Vegas, if they end up winning the lottery, of course, we do hold their picks. We would be going number 1 again. So, yeah, that's a bit mind-blowing. That would be absolutely mind-blowing, and then we'd have no excuse for not fixing this team. Luckily, it's a defensive draft. I will say that. We'll look at that in the next video in detail, but it's a defensive draft. There's a lot of defenders I like early on. Byram, 80 rated. That's a huge performance from Bowen Byram. Love that. McCarr steps up a little bit there for us. Roche, Rantanen again stepping up. McKinnon, again, kind of weak defensively, and that's where we are. Gustafsson with a big game. Huge game. But Gibson doesn't lose us that battle. So we are able to roll out with the victory. Okay, quick look now at the playoffs. So we're 2-0. St. Louis Blues are 2-0. Edmonton, LA are tied. Calgary and San Jose the same. Boston, Philly 1-0. Rangers are up 2 to the good against Pittsburgh. The Sabres are flying against Florida. Yeah, I'm surprised to see Florida play so well in the season, but I really like that Buffalo team, so I'm not surprised that they've taken out the lead there. And Tampa Bay over Montreal. Yet to see that good regular season goaltending. Of course, anyone that knows hockey knows regular season means nothing. If you're the best team in the regular season, it means absolutely nothing. The Avs proved it last year. You know, shutting down some big teams and teams we had no right to be up against by some people's metrics. But every year that gets shut down. Very rarely do the President's Trophy winners lift the cup. So John Gibson didn't throw away this game. Did not throw away this game. It looks like Case got the first goal. Bedard equalized. Lacombe again though stands up and gets a goal there. Game winner late on. Yeah, nobody stepped up here. Rantanen played okay. McKinnon being one of the best players in the league, only having a 72 and yet to show up defensively at all, which he's been doing the last 3 years for us. That hurts. Lacombe, easily their best player in the season. Absolutely fantastic. Klingberg, big at the back. Smilanic, decent. Gustafsson, great. Gives them a shot. It does give them a shot. Can we push this out now 3-1? Can we push this to 3 and give us that big advantage going forward in the series? We can. 3-1 for Tampa Bay, LA and Boston as well. I saw those. I didn't see all of them, but we've got it. St. Louis Blues and the Kings have got that advantage. Tampa Bay, New York Rangers, and Boston have a 3-1. The Sabres have swept the Panthers, which is fantastic for them, I guess. But I didn't see that coming. And, of course, a tie here, Calgary, San Jose. Very, very interesting. Didn't actually check this game. So, early on, we get our goal scoring up. Look at that. Broberg, Rocher, and Fowdy with the game winner. Lacombe again, Sanheim coming in. Yeah, you can see there the defense kind of stands up. 269s, a 70 and a 72. That means they really played well. McKinnon, decent. Rocher, decent. Nothing from Rantanen in this game, really, though. For them, look, I mean, he is just unbelievable right now. Absolutely unbelievable for them right now. He's showing up big. Gustafsson, again, outplaying Gibson. Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying having the best goalie in the game, but getting undone because the defense really isn't there. But a very offensive defense. And our fourth line is under 21 and overwhelmingly offensive. Their first liners are the futures. They're not a checking line. And there we go. They pull a game back. Looks like New York, the only one to take that then. The Rangers will move ahead. Let's see, we give up a penalty in the first, but nothing comes of it. Olsen and Laine trade. Sam Steele on the power play, and then Theo Rocher with his goal. And it's Klingberg in overtime. Couple of decent defensive performances. Lundstrom for them. Boom, Byram. Oh my. Wow. Okay, he stepped up big. He stepped up really, really big. Defensively as well, McKinnon stepped up and had a good game. Cole was there for us offensive, which is weird because that's a defensive kind of player I've got there. He didn't play well defensively, but yeah, we got some performance out of it. Gustafsson played well. Gibson kind of didn't. I think that one's on him. A little bit, that one's on him. 63 shots to 28. We're making Gustafsson look good there. We're making him look good. Okay, every series can end now. Looks like half of them did, half of them didn't. We look at ours. Zegras, Klingberg, Tracy getting them ahead. Kel McCann with a tying goal there. And then Connor Bedard with the game winner. First overall pick coming up big for us. Solid, nobody really playing great. McKinnon again, not a great defensive performance. Rantanen stepped up big in that game though. And Lacombe took the evening off. Elimination game. And he didn't show up. But he's been there for them. He's allowed one bad game. Sanheim played well. Gibson and Gustafsson played well. So in the playoffs, we can see the Rangers, Sabres are through. Sabres will play the Lightning. And Boston, Philly got one more to play. Winnipeg, St. Louis, they're going to face off against us in the next round. And then we've got the Kings waiting to see who they will play. So that pick from the Kings, not the best, unfortunately. Would have been nice if that would have gone a little bit different. And it's going to be the St. Louis Blues. Boston also go through that. Yeah. Not really what I wanted. Calgary go through. I kind of fancied them, but they took, a while to get through that game. Yeah, not really who we want, St. Louis Blues. Damn, they're tough. They're a really tough team right now. Us and the Blues will go head-to-head one more time. Kings and the Flames. Bruins and Rangers. Sabres and Lightning. Okay. We've had a little bit of rest, not too much. Can we just get off to a good start and take down the Blues? No. Oh, New York, Kings, Buffalo, all taking a lead. And that's a horrendous game from us. Roche, Line, then side up gets one for them. Line McKinnon on the power play. 4-1 up in the first. And then give up 4 straight. Oh, Desnoyers, Mahura, Tarasenko, Herbert, and then Rantanen ties it up for us. And then Tarasenko on the power play with Ryan O'Reilly. Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Decent defensive performance. They don't look to have done much up front there, which really leads me to believe that Gibson's on the hook for this one again. Limited protection in front of him, that's fine. And oh my, nobody stepped up. Mikko played okay. Yeah, 21 for Gibson, that's on him entirely there. Oh. Yeah, I built a team in a certain way that can win, but it's not easy at all. Oh, we should be dominating with the players we've got. We're barely scraping through. We do tear up the series, though. McKinnon's power play. Robbie Fabry pulls one back. Then McCart takes a penalty before getting the game winner. Roman Josi, great defensive performance there. Tarasenko okay up front, but not really the influence you want someone like Vlad to have. Bowen Byram, again, great defensively. Stepped up for us. McKinnon stepped up defensively. Didn't do anything on the offense, though. And yeah, Binnington, Gibson, that is really, really close. I'm good with that. So, bad game 1 for Gibson. We lose it. We get back in game 2 when he actually shows up. And there we go. We're going to win another tight one. Another tight one. So at this stage, we're up 2-1. The Kings are up 2-1. Really didn't think they'd go far. Sucks now having their draft pick, having it fall deeper and deeper. Now we're looking to like 26, maybe 28, maybe 30 range. I don't know. Don't exactly know how far it's going to go. If we win it, then they're, 29 at best? If they get through and we defeat them in the conference finals. Oh, I didn't want it that far back. I think we got number 1 in the second, so we would have almost back-to-back picks at the end of that first start of the second. And unless the lottery breaks things up, unless one of our two, either Vegas or Vancouver, becomes a lottery pick winner, then those will be back-to-back. But yeah, not what we wanted from the Kings. Rangers 2-1 up. They're playing well against Boston. They played well against Pittsburgh. They could be turning into a decent team now. And Tampa Bay over a very, very impressive Buffalo team. Amadio, Fody, and their power play game winner, Nate McKinnon. Yeah, solid play, but nothing really good. Looks like we're playing well within ourselves. They actually stepped up and matched us. Binnington played better. So, we're just getting away with the odd game here. We're not really playing anywhere near our level. And again, that's on me. That's on me. I thought we'd be good enough to do a few things. Kings move out to 3. On the other side is tied 2 apiece. In both games, the Eastern Conference is all square. But ourselves and the LA Kings are fighting it out. That means the Kings were right to trade away their pick. Right now, they are looking like a Final Four team. Ouch. Not the best one. So what we got from the Wild, we're kind of giving back with, looks like the Kings. Unless the Flames can rally and make that a little bit better for us, which I don't really foresee. Again, though, a tight game. Desnoyers, and then Mahura, Byram on the power play, Zadina on the power play. Dobson chips in. Yossi with a goal, Will Coyle getting a goal. What you'll see there, though, is like a couple of defenders, couple of wingers, no first line. No first line production there at all, it seems. Yeah, that kind of hurts. Broberg played really, really badly. Sofkowski played badly. Zegras played badly. Leszewski played badly. Mirosh played badly. Like Byram, okay. Line, okay. McKinnon, really badly for him. That's abysmal. Roman Yossi stepped up. They had some really bad players as well. Tarasenko stepped up. Mahura and Dunn stepped up. Like, defensively, they were good. And, of course, you know, goalie, that's kind of tight, but Binnington probably lost them the game because we didn't overwhelm them. And they didn't really, you know, do too much wrong at the back. Binnington, he's been a thorn in our side, but, wow. I think he just put us in charge of this series. And I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Okay, let's go Flames. Fight your way back into that one. I mean, at this point, I'm not even sure that that really matters anymore. It's going to be a bad draft pick. Hall of Fame. Who are we going to call on here? I like most of these guys, if not all of these guys to some level. I've got more connection with one or two. I mean, really, I think it's got to be Kovalev. Like, there's a few I really like. Hunter, Desjardins, Verbeek, Whitney, you know, McGillney. I really like those as well, but I think it's got to be Kovalev there. I think we're champion Kovalev this year. If I'm going to guess, I'm going to say Henrik Sedin, Theo Fleury, Dave Taylor, Chris Pronger, Roberto Luongo as well. I think I just named 5 there, plus the one we're championing. That makes 6. We got 4 votes. Ooh. Can we wrap things up here? We can. Another tight win. Another tight win. So a bad game from Gibson doesn't stop us. Alexandrov with a goal. Line picks one up. A 10-minute misconduct for holding? What kind of hold were you doing, Miko? Okay. Okay. Zegras and Ryan O'Reilly. Line power play. Keeping us going. We didn't give up a penalty in the third. We took advantage. Vince Dunn, great performance from him defensively. Rest of their team didn't really show. Byram was okay. Dobson, Line almost make that cut. McKinnon disappointing, but okay-ish. Roche played okay. Rantanen played kind of okay, 69. And yeah, Gibson played poorly, but didn't lose us the game. Oh, so Calgary, they can tie up a game 6, force game 7. Bruins have taken the lead back from New York now, 3-2 in their advantage, and the Sabres hold that over the Lightning too. Who's going to step up? Nobody. They're all going to close it out. Boston, Buffalo, and the Kings. 4-2. We don't get much rest at all there. We get done a couple of days before the rest. But yeah, we've had a few injuries, I think. We got some knocks. And yeah, I figured out what the isolated thing is here. So Leshevsky, Legkov, and Miroshnichenko, they're all Russians. They all speak Russian. None of them speak English. That's why they're isolated. They only have a handful of other Russian speakers on the team, and they are isolated and upset and angry because of it. And with that in mind, we're probably not going to see them at the club next season. I think I'm going to move them out, and we're going to go for a no Russian policy. Because even someone like Slavkovsky, we don't have any Slovakians. He only speaks Slovak. He is isolated, but it's not really affecting him too badly. Hopefully, I can keep him around, but then again, I probably don't need to. And yeah, I don't know. We got the Kings. Yeah. Okay. Boston Buffalo is an interesting one. That's a really interesting one. If I have a look here at this Boston team, I mean, Georgiev up top, and then they got DeBrusque who's on the trading block. They're trying to get rid of him because he's coming towards the end of his deal. They're trying to kick out Brad Marchand because he's 35. Palat's 33. Looks like he's done. They've already broken up a lot of this team. Hughes, actually, I quite like Luke Hughes. He's on his last year. That could be interesting. And he's been solid. Yeah, if he's there, I might take a run at Luke Hughes in free agency. DeBrusque could be as well, but I think we pay too much for what we get. Charlie McAvoy, again, I think we paid too much for what he'd actually play like. Shea Theodore's been good for them. Apart from that, there's been Hughes on the back end. And he's solid. He's solid all round. Joseph on a 3-year. Yeah, no. Yeah, we could definitely do something there, but this Boston team is kind of a good goalie, a very old Brad Marchand, and then just like no drop off, all depth, just pure next man up. You ride over to Buffalo instead, and you're like, okay, they got a little bit of goaltending, but they got Jack Eichel coming into his prime, really now looking to make himself a force. Johnny Gaudreau's a backup there. Darlene. Their top 4, goalie, defenseman, winger, center. You can't really ask for too much more than that. And they're definitely more of a top-heavy team. So their star players are younger. They're definitely more top-heavy. They'll probably be able to sustain it a little better, I feel, than Boston. And the Kings. Kings are a very, very young team. Kaliev, he's going to lead that team for the foreseeable future. But they've got Doughty and Kopitar currently leading it. Turcotte coming through. Voracek's going out as well. I mean, they do have a couple of decent pieces in there. They really do, but I really didn't see them doing too much. And Kaliev, I mean, he could have left last season. And he's not doing too much right now. I've got to be honest with that. I don't think any of them played particularly well throughout the season. So yeah, maybe we pick up 1 or 2 players, but Hughes, probably left-handed defenseman, might be someone to focus on. None of the other players there really help us out too much. So, in that respect, I'm surprised that those teams have got this far. So, Buffalo, big 6-1 win over Boston. We shut out the Kings. Broberg, Rantanen on the power play, and then Sandblad finally shows up. He's a really good offensive defenseman, but he has not shown up before today. Takes for a conference final. Defensively, pretty solid across the board there. And in attack, fairly solid. Not great, but fairly solid. Goalies, Gibson wins that one. shutout. You've got to expect him to win that one. But yeah, their goalie didn't play too badly, but didn't really help them. Ours kept a clean sheet. Oh, it's a big loss there. 5-2 in both games to tie up at 1 apiece. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Fagamo, Dursey, Drew Doughty still playing for them. I didn't really notice him. He's dropped off a little bit. Rantanen and Akil Thomas, we know he's a very good player. Byram and Brody. Yeah, Kaliev and Brody playing well. Byram playing really well for us. McKinnon's just gone missing. That's my issue. McKinnon has gone missing in these playoffs. He hasn't showed up yet. Rantanen's been the best attacker consistently. Byron's been the best defender, and it's not even been close in most games. And yeah, goaltending won that for them. So, what I would call my number 1 and number 2 players: Nate McKinnon, John Gibson. They just gave up a playoff game there in the conference final. I'd expect a lot more of both of those. There we go. It's another tight win. It goes to overtime. We tend to win tight and then we get blown out in losses. But off early, Broberg, Roche, then Anderson, Dolan for Makar gives us back our advantage. Thomas again, pretty good. Kaliev ties it up. Broberg gets another one. Zegras there. Kaliev back again. Voracek equalizes. And then Kale Makar. And yeah, again, Bowen Byram steps up. Decent defensive, but Bowen Byram steps up. Theo Roche steps up. Again, McKinnon not really doing much. Some really bad play on our part, though. Kaliev steps up. John Gibson and Villalta really, really poor. Okay, I'm starting to get really worried about McKinnon's performances. We know how good Nate McKinnon is. We know how good he is. He's taken over the captain's armband. He's a true star player. He's one of the best players in the league by far. He's just had his third 50-goal season coupled with a 70-point season. So he's been 124, 126, 124. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Like, he is just a beast. He's not great defensively, but he's a beast all in. Like, unless it's McDavid, I don't know if there's anybody right now that would be better than McKinnon in the entire league. I just can't think of anybody. So he's probably the number 1 and number 2 player in the world. And we haven't really seen him at all. And that really worries me. That worries me. The way these Kings have been playing, I mean, they won in 6, they won in 6. They win the next 3, they win in 6 to go to the finals. Really not wanting to see that. Let's get a win on the board and they tie it up. So to Boston. Both series tied at 2. Krebs, Fowdy, Gillardi, Kaliev. And then Gabe Vilardi with another goal late on. Sandblad steps up there. But in a bad performance from pretty much all the defense. Byram is still doing okay-ish. McKinnon, yeah, sure. Berard kind of. Rantanen disappeared on me. Brody, Kaliev, really good for them. And then a really poor display, which means we know what happened here. Their goalie wins the game. Our goalie loses the game. They didn't play well. We both played badly. But again, John Gibson can't stop the shots. And I think that's on the defence in front of him. As we opened up, a nice shutout. Give us the advantage going in. Conor Berra gets the opener. That is the game winner as well. Rantanen shows up. Line shows up the first line. Finally getting involved. Still not much of a McKinnon though. Zegras and Broberg towards the end. Drew Doughty played well for them. That's about it. And then, yeah, defensively we show up. Sandblad, McCarr, Byram show up. Foudy almost getting up there. The two worst defenders are 63. And everybody's pretty good in defense on the whole. So that's pretty good for us. If only we were consistently playing that way, we'd win a lot more games. Berard outplays McKinnon again. He got a point or two today, but he just didn't do anything. Yeah, he got a point today. And yeah, this time our goalie keeps us in it, and their goalie kind of gets thrown. So we go into Game 6. A chance to seal the deal against the Kings. Buffalo. Tight, but a team I like better than Boston. I think they just got a better core around Jack Eichel that I think they can fill out depth, but they're big players. I prefer Buffalo. So what's it going to be? It's a good win for us, and it's a good win for Buffalo. We have our final two teams. McKinnon shows up early on this one. Sandblad comes in. Then Kreider, Kopitar, Brody, and Coyle evens it up. McKinnon's in for one. Voracek, game winner from Bowen Byram. Theo Rocher icing on the cake. Sandblad steps up. Byram plays well. McCarr plays well. Those three defenders I'm pretty happy with overall. I'm pretty happy with those overall. McKinnon, an okay game. Rantanen's cooled off a lot. Line just hasn't really shown up a lot. So, yeah. There's a definite imbalance in the team. Kaliev there with the good game. Gibson was poor, but so were their goalies. I mean, we move on. Jack Eichel and his Buffalo Sabres. They've won the East. Nick McKinnon and our Colorado Avalanche have won the West. We're in the Stanley Cup Finals. A chance to retain our crown. Game 1 goes to the good guys. Great third period there. Even game till our third period. Does the first line show up? Do we get Line and Rantanen involved again? Does McKinnon take over a game? Did Gibson win us something? What are we looking at? Line early on from Rantanen and McKinnon. So 4 minutes 17. They get us into the game. Lundqvist short-handed. That's inexcusable in my book. A shorty is inexcusable. Yeah. Not happy with that at all. Then Will Coyle with a double to open up period 3. Dobson with his goal. Rocher. Vakanainen in for them. Zadina with a goal late on to seal it. Solid, but nobody showed up big for them. Solid, but nobody showed up big for us apart from Coyle and Rocher. With Rantanen being the star player, Berard being decent as well. So yeah, solid. And goaltending, nobody was great, but we had a slightly better goalie. We take game 1 of the series. Game 2, big win. Big win. Berard with the first goal. McKinnon grabs what would be the game winner. Then Laine, Rantanen, Berard back again. Jack Eichel on the power play though. And then Sandblad late on. So, yeah, Berard did really well. He's done okay this playoffs. He's actually probably had more of an effect than I would have expected from him. That's not bad. That's not bad from the young lad. Again, nobody really steps up for them. This time, though, defensively were there. Sandblad, Byram, and Cale Makar. You can see by the number of players we're playing in weird positions. Like, we're hurting. We are hurting. But that's decent from us. Patrick Laine, big offensive performance. McKinnon shows up for a game and takes over like we expected him to. Rantanen shows up as well. So that top line and that top defensive line of Byron and Makar showed up big. Sandblad and Dobson, that second line, held together well. We didn't need too much else from that. And John Gibson at the back. So, yeah, solid defensively, top line firing, goalie not letting the puck in. And we absolutely steamroll up Buffalo. We've had struggles this entire playoffs. 7-1, 3 to the good. Yeah. Like, oh, it's infuriating. This team is infuriating. But yeah, we struggle to get to the finals. As soon as we get to the finals, kick it into second gear and finally have something to play for. Finally have something to play for here. Laine with a goal. Will Coyle with what will be the game winner. Josh Bailey getting their only goal back. Rantanen, Roche, and Dobson in the second. Mikko Rantanen with a pair of power play goals in the third. One near the start, one near the end. And what can you say? Both on Ristolainen penalties too. Oh, that's got to hurt for him. But a hat-trick for Mikko. Big Moose comes up. Byron plays really well. Makar, Dobson plays well. Defensively, we're solid. Laine shows up. Roche shows up. Rantanen shows up huge with a hat-trick. And McKinnon takes over at both ends of the ice. We're unstoppable. If we just play to our abilities, we are up absolutely unstoppable. 3 games up. 3 games up. A chance to whitewash the Sabres. Chance to just take the series in 4. To win the Stanley Cup without giving up a game. Whew. Gibson, 15 from 20 with 2 shutouts. 919 percentage. They're rolling in Portillo in goals. 3 games, no wins, no shutouts, 857. Jack Eichel played a game less, but he's got 2 more points. He's got a goal less, but 3 more assists. He's also a +6. Like I say, McKinnon really hasn't shown up this playoffs, but he's just there with Jack Eichel. We would expect a lot more from McKinnon. I also find it weird that some of these players now are starting to get their pictures back. McKinnon's not one of them. McKinnon is not one of them. We won 10 more games than them. We lost less than half of the games they did. We're going to jump into this. Stanley Cup in the building, in Buffalo. Can we win it on the road in 4 to defend our crown? Oh, I thought we were going to get that, but Buffalo here And there we go. It's all gone wrong, boys. It's all gone wrong. Top line comes up big for them. Yeah. Johnny Gaudreau and Eichel, they had that puck. And they must have just changed lines. And Wong has come on and... One shot, one goal. 1 minute in. It's not how we wanted this to go. Their goalie doesn't look good, but right now, Gibson has given them an absolute lifeline. Come on, boys. I need to see more. I need to see more from McKinnon. I've been very disappointed the way he's just consistently flown under the radar. Too many bad games. Too many games when he hasn't shown anything defensively. Line 8 off the mask. And there we go. We get one back. McKinnon, McCarr, Patrick Laine. Our top line engineers something back. And that's what we needed. Uro Vakanainen. We do have a power play opportunity. One shot, but they can't get it there. And they get a shorty. They get a shorty on Ristolainen. What did I say earlier? That's unforgivable. We got one shot on a power play. And they're going to take it up the other end of the ice and score on us. That's just... That's sickening. Absolutely sickening. First period. John Gibson's been absolutely atrocious. 2 goals on 7 shots. One on a breakaway short-handed. The other one on the first shot of the game. And like McKinnon's playing good so far. He's, stepped up. The team's playing decent. And even with a poor goalie on their end, they're going to survive and take a 2-1 lead out of the first. I just don't believe it. There's no way we should have struggled in this game so far. Theo Rocher is going to put them on the power play. Do we have a shorty? I really doubt it. Yeah. Are we going to get this? That's a dump in. They're going to bring it back. And there's Reinhardt with a goal. No Stanley Cup yet. No Stanley Cup. We're going to move to 3-1. I do not believe in this team's ability to fight back because we haven't fought yet. And Gibson's on an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. First line shows up. And it's line 8. Second goal of the game from him. Looks like he's having a decent game. But yeah, I kind of expected McKinnon to really, step up on this one. And he has been playing well, but he's not really having the effect that I want him to. Through 2 periods, being a 68 rated. Just gone down to 66. That's kind of where we are right now. Are we going to get this one back in? Oh, Laine could have got the hat-trick there. Bourne Byram pulls us back. That top line's doing bits today. It is getting there. McKinnon's having a slightly better game than the rest of the team, but he's still well within himself. I feel he should be above and beyond most of the plays that we've seen. Are we going to give up the lead here at the end? Yokohaju back to 4-3. Yeah, I have no confidence at all in John Gibson. No, Dobson's going to get pulled. 2 minutes in the box. Will be a goal down heading into the third period. Give up a shorty on our only power play. Like, we're winning face-offs without shooting them. We're taking the puck away. We're doing a lot of good things. And we're down because Gibson really didn't want to play today. Like 4 goals against, playing that badly. 4 goals on, like, what was it? 20 shots? Pull him. I would pull him. 20 minutes to save this game and win the cup in Buffalo. Line is on a hat-trick. We're really top-heavy right now. That first line looks great. That second line, third line, just doesn't seem to know what it's doing. We're giving away penalties on the back end too often. Kamika's going to give up this one. Shorty to tie it. Anybody want it? Nobody wanted it. And they're slowly coming back into the game more. Johnny Gaudreau picks up that one. 2 goals ahead with 12 minutes on the clock. John Gibson, absolutely woeful today. That top line's done okay for us. But why did John Gibson have to take this one off? Power play for us. Are we actually going to get anything? Mikko Rantanen pulls one back. 8 minutes to tie this up. But again, it's all top line. We really should be deeper than that, but we're really not. 4 minutes and change. Who's going to do something? Who's going to get something going here? 2 minutes. 60 seconds on the clock, and Buffalo are going to take this one. And that's on John Gibson. That's on John Gibson. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't play too badly defensively. We didn't play great, but we didn't play badly. And offensively, we played really, really good. But their really bad goalie stepped up. And the best goalie in the entire game, the best goalie in the world, was absolutely terrible. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Oh. We should be rolling a team like Buffalo. We need a penalty kill. We need a tough fourth line. It's the only thing we're missing. But there's no way that should have gone to Buffalo. No way. Luckily for us, I don't think Gibson sort of is that poor 4 games in a row. There we go. I was going to watch it, but as soon as I clicked the button, I was on automatic. I was ranting at Gibson. Patrick Laine with the opening goal. Legkov, Patrick Laine again. Yeah, with a game on the line, with the Stanley Cup on the line, Line post back-to-back 2-goal games to get us through. Dylan Cousins gets them a goal back. And then Zadina before Darling. Jeff Skinner played well again. Solid from him. Bone Byram steps up. Line steps up. Rantanen kind of steps up. McKinnon, not what we wanted from him. And Gibson again. So, despite some poor play, you're Stanley Cup champions. 2 in a row for the Colorado Avalanche. Wow. Why do I feel there's more work to do on this team than ever? President's trophies, stacked teams, need to stop giving away penalties, and we need to kill the penalty a ton better. But we're undisputably an offensive machine. We just need our big players to play big more often. And we need that fourth line to be a lot better defensively. Because they're not. And we need Gibson to start acting like a superstar. We've won 2 championships with John Gibson. Do we go for 3? I really don't know. Quick preview of the upcoming video. That'll be the draft, and then we've also got a free agency after that, which could be okay. That kind of could be okay. I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, great from Buffalo. LA kind of screwed up our plans. I guess we're going to get like 20. So ours would be the 31st, right? So Buffalo will be 30. So we've now got the 29th overall pick from the Kings. And what were we sitting at? 7 and 8, I believe, for Vegas and Vancouver. So we'll see how that one works out. We will see how that one works out. On the trading block, there's a few decent players like DeBrusk in there. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that guy. But yeah, I mean, how can we not? If he's there in a month's time, because he's got a month and 2 days or a month and 3 days to sign a contract. If he's still there, I'm going to have to go in. If Hart's still there, then I might go with Hart and drop Gibson. If Knight's there, I might look to make that switch. I'm not sure about players like DeBrusk and DeBrincat. They're solid, but not really what I'm looking for. Lafreniere, Gunther, I might have to go in for those as well. I really don't know what I'm really looking for right now, though. But there's some good players in there. And then you look long-term, and so many goaltenders, again, possibly going to free agency. And yeah, Hughes. Let's not forget Luke Hughes. I really, really kind of like him. And he's played really well. Cam York as well. Maybe he plays well in defense. Wynot. Solid. Chaika. Krunkovic. Yeah, I know they're not going to be unrestricted free agents, but that could be something. So we're going to simulate to the draft. We are your 2-time in a row, back-to-back, defending, reigning Stanley Cup champions. But it's easy to see this is far from a perfect team. With a stacked first line, with a phenomenal young defensive core, with the best goalie in the game, and some of the phenomenal prospects we got currently filling lines 4-2. We need more defense. We need a good penalty kill. The fact that McKinnon's not a great defensive player and rarely shows up defensively anymore, but he is on the first power play line and the first penalty kill line, I don't like. The fact that Bedard, who he took first overall, is on that first penalty kill when I know he's a solid two-way player, but he's not a great defensive player. That needs improving. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting draft. We've got a chance to get another number 1 overall. Vegas and Vancouver in the lottery. The Kings, though, I really thought the Kings were going to be a bad team. We tried to get some more lottery picks, and you know what? It just wasn't working for us. But yeah, free agency, draft, could be fun, depending sort of who's available when we get there. But I don't know what you might think of me right now, moaning about a second consecutive Stanley Cup win. But I'm somewhat of a perfectionist in this, and that was far from perfect. We will get there. We will get there. With the team we've got, we can't help but get there. And with champion Kovalev, I've got to put Henrik in. I've got to put Pronger in. Now, Dave Taylor, I really like Taylor. I like Doug Wilson. Duchesne Wesley. I really like those guys. But I'm probably going to have to pick a goalie. Like Fleury or Longo. Oh, I like them both a heck of a lot. I think Fleury just. But that's where we're going to leave it. A long-ass video. Again, I'm really trying to figure out the best way to set these games up. So, yeah, leave that with me. Maybe we'll do the playoff round by round. But I want to get these young players in. I want to get to the point where McKinnon's not on this team. I don't think I can trade him. Although the way he's been playing, I don't know. He's still one of the best players in the league. I think if we get a more rounded team, that might help him a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, you might have to chip in with some advice on that one and opinions there. But I don't know. We've got such a good young team. We got so many superstars coming through. But, like, who's actually going to make it? Who isn't? Gibson at 30 doesn't look great. McKinnon's now on a big boy contract. But didn't show up for those playoffs. And Captain, first or second best player in the league, didn't show up for the playoffs. It worries me. It does worry me. And Rantanen, line 8 kind of lived and died with McKinnon there on the first line. I'm really happy with Byram. I'm happy with some of the young defenders, but again, I think it's Byram and McCart on that first line and not much else behind them that I'm truly excited about. Dobson solid on that second line. Broberg maybe. Sandblad probably better though. Yeah. Sandblad, Dobson, McCann, Byram. I think that's a solid top 4. I'm just not sold on a lot of these players. We've got salary cap. We've got an absolute ton of room. However, we do have a couple of contracts that are about to kick into big boy mode. Can I afford to play McKinnon 12 with Rantanen line 8 over 9 apiece? Can I justify that? I don't know. Again, advice, as always, let me know what you guys think. but I've got no idea. I've got no idea what I want to do with this team. I just know it's a good defensive draft, and that might be the best option. So hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know. And yeah, if we can win a third Stanley Cup, I'm happy to say objective achieved, dynasty in full force. And yeah, maybe we'll look at another save. So again, ideas, comment section below. What kind of save would you like to see? I know the NHL. I don't know any other leagues. I really don't want to go international, so that's off the table. We could go to Canada and play as a youth team again. We enjoyed that on FHM 4 and 5. So let me know what you want to see me do. Do we take on the KHL? Get me completely sort of out of my comfort zone. Maybe somewhere in Scandinavia. Let me know, and we'll figure it out from there. But as I say, I'm Chris Orme. Thanks very much for watching. Stanley Cup champions again, but a lot of work. I'll see you back here very soon for another video of this GM mode series with your Colorado Avalanche on FHM 6. Till then, y'all take care.